Here's a question that stops people in their tracks at the shelter. Should you adopt a tiny kitten, a full-grown adult cat, or a senior cat in their golden years? And here's what makes this decision so complicated. Everyone will tell you the answer with complete confidence, and they'll all tell you something different. Your friend says kittens are the only way to go because you can shape their personality from day one. Your neighbor insists adult cats are better because they're calmer and already trained. Your aunt swears by senior cats because they're grateful and low maintenance. And you're standing there thinking, how can they all be right? Well, here's the truth that might surprise you. They're all right, and they're all wrong. Because the real question isn't which age is best. The question is which age is best for you, your lifestyle, your home, and your specific situation. Today, we're going deep into the world of cat ages. We're going to bust some myths, reveal some surprises, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which age cat fits your life. If you want to make sure you never miss our in-depth cat content, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's start with the age group that makes everyone melt: kittens. Picture this. You walk into a shelter and there they are. A litter of 8-week-old kittens tumbling over each other, batting at toys, making those tiny squeaky meows that sound more like bird chirps than actual cat sounds. Your heart melts. Your brain turns to mush. You think, I need to take all of them home right now. And I get it. Kittens are engineered by nature to be irresistible. Those oversized eyes relative to their head size, that triggers the same nurturing instinct that human babies activate. Those clumsy pounces and sideways hops, they're practicing hunting behaviors, but they're so incompetent at it that it's adorable. Even their smell is different, a sweet, milky scent that adult cats don't have. But here's what the cuteness is hiding. Kittens are absolute chaos agents. Let me paint you a realistic picture of life with a kitten. It's 2 in the morning. You're sound asleep. Suddenly, you hear the unmistakable sound of something crashing in your kitchen. You stumble out of bed to find your kitten has somehow climbed onto the refrigerator, knocked down the decorative bowl you got from your grandmother, and is now dangling from your curtains like a tiny, furry Tarzan. This isn't a worst-case scenario. This is Tuesday. Kittens have energy levels that would make a caffeinated squirrel look lazy. They sleep a lot, it's true, often 16 to 20 hours a day. But when they're awake, they are on. They're running up and down your hallway at speeds that seem to violate the laws of physics. They're attacking your feet under the blankets because they genuinely believe your toes are prey. They're learning to jump, which means they're going to miss the landing about 40% of the time and crash into things. And here's something a lot of people don't realize. Kittens are still learning what's acceptable behavior. They don't know that biting hurts. They don't know that claws in human skin is bad. They don't know that the expensive vase is not a toy. You have to teach them all of this, consistently, patiently, over months. Kitten bites, even playful ones, can hurt. Those little teeth are sharp, and because kittens have zero impulse control, they'll bite first and think never. You'll need to teach them bite inhibition, which means letting out a high-pitched ow and stopping play immediately when they bite too hard, every single time, for weeks. Then there's litter box training. Most kittens learn this from their mothers and pick it up quickly, but accidents happen. You might find surprise deposits in corners, in potted plants, or behind furniture. And kitten poop, despite coming from such a small creature, can smell absolutely deadly. Kittens also need multiple vet visits in their first year. They need a series of vaccinations, usually starting at 6 to 8 weeks and continuing every 3 to 4 weeks until they're about 16 weeks old. They need to be spayed or neutered, which is surgery and recovery time. They need deworming because most kittens have some kind of intestinal parasite. All of this adds up financially and time-wise. And let's talk about the destruction. Kittens are learning about their world through their mouths and their claws. They will chew on things. Phone chargers are apparently delicious. Houseplants are salad bars. That carefully arranged bookshelf is a climbing wall. Your favorite houseplant that you've kept alive for 3 years? Your kitten just knocked it over and is now eating the dirt. But here's the thing, and this is important. All of this chaos is temporary. That insane kitten who's currently using your leg as a scratching post, in 12 to 18 months, they're going to calm down significantly. You're essentially getting to shape their personality during this wild period. If you teach them properly, socialize them well, and give them appropriate outlets for their energy, you'll end up with an adult cat whose behavior reflects all that effort you put in. Kittens bond intensely with their humans during this developmental period. If you're the person who feeds them, plays with them, and comforts them during those crucial early months, you become their person in a deep, lasting way. There's something incredibly special about raising a kitten into adulthood, watching their personality emerge, seeing them grow from a clumsy little fluff ball into a graceful cat. And yes, they're cute. Ridiculously, offensively cute. You'll take 3,000 photos. You'll send them to everyone you know. You'll become that person who can't have a conversation without showing kitten pictures. So should you get a kitten? Here's my honest answer. Get a kitten if you have the time, energy, and patience for the chaos phase. Get a kitten if you're home enough to supervise and interact with them. Get a kitten if you can handle being woken up at weird hours. Get a kitten if you can kitten-proof your home and accept that some stuff is going to get broken. Don't get a kitten if you work long hours, travel frequently, have a strict need for undisturbed sleep, or are hoping for a calm, easygoing companion right out of the gate, because that's not what kittens are. Now, let's talk about the age group that doesn't get enough credit: adult cats. Imagine walking past the kitten room at the shelter. I know it's hard, but stay with me. You walk further into the shelter, and there's a section for adult cats. These are cats anywhere from about 1 year old to 7 or 8 years old. They're past the kitten craziness, but not yet in their senior years. And here's what most people don't realize. Adult cats are phenomenal. First, what you see is what you get. That adult cat sitting calmly in the kennel, watching you with intelligent eyes. That's their actual personality. They're not going to dramatically change. If they're affectionate now, they'll be affectionate at home. If they're playful now, they'll be playful at home. There's no guessing, no hoping that the kitten will grow into the cat you imagine. The adult cat is already fully formed. This is huge for matching personality to lifestyle. If you want a lap cat, you can find an adult cat who's already a confirmed lap lover. If you want a playful cat who'll chase toys, you can find an adult cat who lights up the moment you bring out a feather wand. If you need a cat who's good with dogs or kids, you can find an adult cat who's already lived with dogs or kids and proven they're comfortable. Adult cats are also generally calmer. They've been through their crazy phase. Yes, they still play. Many adult cats love to play, but it's controlled play. They're not going to launch themselves off your bookshelf at 2 a.m. They understand the concept of sleep hours. They know what a litter box is for, and they're not going to forget. Most adult cats in shelters are already spayed or neutered, already vaccinated, and sometimes already microchipped. The shelter has covered these basics, which saves you money and the stress of coordinating kitten vet visits. And here's something beautiful. Adult cats who've been in shelters or foster homes have often been evaluated for their personality. Many shelters do behavioral assessments. They can tell you if a cat is confident or shy, if they like to be held, if they're talkative, if they get along with other animals. You're getting actual data instead of hoping for the best. But let's address the elephant in the room. A lot of people hesitate to adopt adult cats because they worry about bonding. They think if they don't raise the cat from kittenhood, the cat won't really bond with them. They think adult cats are set in their ways and won't adapt to a new home. And I'm here to tell you that this is almost completely wrong. Cats bond based on who treats them well, who meets their needs, and who they feel safe with. A 1-year-old cat or a 3-year-old cat or even a 5-year-old cat is absolutely capable of forming a deep, loving bond with a new human. In fact, many adult cats who've been through the stress of losing their previous home and ending up in a shelter are incredibly grateful to find stability again. I've seen adult cats blossom in new homes in ways that brought their adopters to tears. The shy cat who hid for the first week and is now sleeping on their person's chest every night. The cat who was returned to the shelter 3 times for being aloof, but turned out to just need a quiet home without kids, and is now the most affectionate cat their new owner has ever known. Adult cats adapt. They learn. They bond. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. There are practical advantages too. Adult cats can be left alone during a workday without the constant supervision kittens need. They're not going to get stuck in weird places or eat something dangerous the moment you turn your back. You can travel for a weekend and leave an adult cat with an automatic feeder and a cat sitter checking in once a day. Try that with a kitten and you'll come home to find your house has been redecorated in a style I call destruction chic. Adult cats are also often better for people with health issues or limited mobility. They don't require the constant active play that kittens demand. They're less likely to trip you by darting between your legs at high speed. Many adult cats are perfectly happy with gentler, slower-paced interaction. So who should adopt an adult cat? Honestly, most people. If you work full-time, an adult cat is probably a better fit than a kitten. If you want a companion who's already house-trained and past the destructive phase, adult cat. If you want to actually sleep through the night, adult cat. If you want to know the cat's personality before committing, adult cat. The only real downside to adult cats is that you don't get the kitten photos. And okay, you don't get to experience those adorable early months, but you also don't have to live through the chaotic early months, so I'd call that a fair trade. Now let's talk about the age group that breaks my heart because they're so often overlooked, senior cats. Here's a scenario that happens every single day in shelters across the country. A cat who's been someone's beloved companion for 12 years ends up in a shelter because their owner passed away or went into assisted living or had a major life change that meant they couldn't keep their cat. That cat is confused, grieving, and scared. They went from a comfortable home where they knew every corner to a loud, stressful shelter environment. And people walk right past them. Because they're old. Senior cats, generally considered to be 7 or 8 years and older, are the least likely to be adopted from shelters. Some seniors spend their remaining years in a kennel, watching younger cats get chosen over and over again. And this is a tragedy, because senior cats are absolutely wonderful. Let's start with the obvious. Senior cats are calm. They're not climbing your curtains. They're not knocking everything off your shelves. They've long since figured out that 3 a.m. is for sleeping, not for parkour. A senior cat's idea of exercise is walking from the couch to the food bowl, and maybe, if they're feeling frisky, sitting in a sunbeam for a while. For people who want a genuinely low-energy companion, senior cats are perfect. They're ideal for apartment living because they're quiet and settled. They're great for people who work from home and want a peaceful presence nearby. They're wonderful for retirees who want company without chaos. Senior cats are often incredibly affectionate. They've lived long enough to understand that humans are the source of good things like food, warmth, and gentle petting. Many senior cats are devoted lap cats, happy to spend hours just being close to their person. They've outgrown the independent, I'll come to you when I feel like it attitude that some younger cats have. There's also something deeply peaceful about a senior cat's presence. They have a wisdom, if that doesn't sound too sentimental, that comes from years of life. They're not easily startled. They don't get worked up over small things. They just are, existing in quiet contentment. But let's be realistic about what adopting a senior cat means, because I won't sugarcoat this. Senior cats have health issues more frequently than younger cats. They're more likely to develop kidney disease, hyperthyroidism, diabetes, arthritis, or dental disease. This means more vet visits and potentially higher medical costs. Some senior cats need daily medication. Some need special diets. You're also facing the reality that you won't have as many years with a senior cat as you would with a kitten. The average cat lives 12 to 18 years, though many live into their 20s. But if you adopt a 12-year-old cat, you might have 6 years together, or 10, or just 2. You're signing up for heartbreak sooner rather than later. And this is where I'm going to get a little emotional, so bear with me. Yes, adopting a senior cat means facing loss sooner, but it also means giving a deserving animal comfort and love in their final years. It means being the person who said, "You matter, even though you're old. You deserve a soft bed and regular meals and someone who's happy to see you every day." There's something profoundly meaningful about being that person for a senior cat. You're not getting them at their cute kitten phase or their energetic young adult phase. You're getting them in their twilight years when they need gentleness and stability most. And here's what people don't tell you about senior cats. They know. I genuinely believe senior cats understand when they've been given a second chance. The senior cats I've fostered and the ones I've seen adopted have shown a level of gratitude and devotion that's almost overwhelming. They seem to understand that this new home is their last home, and they make the most of every moment. I've watched a 14-year-old cat, adopted after living in a shelter for 8 months, transform from a shut-down, depressed animal into a cat who purred constantly, who followed his new owner from room to room, who seemed to be making up for lost time by soaking up every bit of love he could get. That's the magic of senior cats. They appreciate what they have because they've lost it before. Senior cats are also often perfect for people who've recently lost a cat and aren't ready for kitten chaos, but still have so much love to give. They're great for people who want to help but can't commit to a 15-year relationship. They're ideal for people whose lifestyle is calm and who want a companion to match. Should you adopt a senior cat? Consider it if you're prepared for potential medical issues and costs. Consider it if you have a quiet home and a gentle lifestyle. Consider it if you're emotionally prepared for the likelihood of saying goodbye sooner. Consider it if you want to do something genuinely good and receive enormous love in return. Don't adopt a senior cat if you're not prepared for the health management they might need. Don't adopt them expecting them to be as playful or active as a younger cat. And definitely don't adopt them if the thought of losing them in a few years is more than you can handle emotionally. Now let's talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough: how these different ages interact with the humans in your home. If you have young children, let's say under 6 years old, here's a truth that might sting. Kittens are usually not the best choice. I know that seems backwards. You'd think kids and kittens go together perfectly. But small children don't have the motor control or understanding to be gentle with a tiny, fragile kitten, and kittens don't have the patience or self-control to tolerate being grabbed or carried incorrectly. A rambunctious 3-year-old and a sharp-clawed kitten is a recipe for scratched faces and traumatized cats. A much better option is often an adult cat, ideally one who's already lived with young kids and proven they can handle the chaos. These cats have learned to tolerate a certain amount of rough handling, and they're big enough that they won't get hurt if a kid is a little too enthusiastic with petting. Some shelters specifically test their cats with children and can match you with a kid-friendly adult cat. These cats are worth their weight in gold because they've demonstrated patience and tolerance. Senior cats can work beautifully with older children who understand the need to be gentle and quiet. A thoughtful 8-year-old and a calm senior cat can form a beautiful bond, with the child learning responsibility and empathy through caring for an elderly animal. For people who live alone, particularly people who work from home or are retired, all 3 age groups can work, but for different reasons. Kittens provide entertainment and force you to stay active as you play with them. Adult cats provide companionship without overwhelming neediness. Senior cats provide peaceful, devoted company. For people with other pets, age matching matters a lot. Bringing a hyper kitten into a home with a 12-year-old dog who just wants to sleep is probably not fair to the dog, but an adult cat who's calm and confident might be perfect. Similarly, if you have a young, playful dog, they might do better with an energetic adult cat who can hold their own, rather than a fragile kitten or a senior cat who just wants peace. And here's something crucial. 2 kittens are often easier than 1. I know that sounds crazy, but kittens who have a playmate entertain each other, burn off energy together, and learn social skills from each other. A single kitten will direct all that chaotic energy at you and your furniture. 2 kittens directed at each other, and everyone wins. This doesn't apply as much to adult or senior cats, who are often perfectly content as solo cats. In fact, some older cats strongly prefer to be the only cat, and forcing them to share space with another cat causes stress for everyone involved. Let's also talk about the financial reality of different ages, because this matters. Kittens require the most upfront vet costs, multiple rounds of vaccines, spay or neuter surgery, possible deworming, and the general chaos tax of replacing things they destroy. Budget several $100s in the first year just for medical care, plus whatever furniture and items they damage. Adult cats usually come from shelters already fixed and vaccinated, so your initial costs are lower. Their medical needs are typically routine, checkups, and preventive care. They're the most economical option for most people. Senior cats can go either way. Some senior cats are remarkably healthy and need only basic care. Others have chronic conditions requiring medication, special food, and more frequent vet visits. Before adopting a senior cat, ask the shelter or rescue about any known health issues and get a realistic picture of what ongoing care might cost. None of this is meant to discourage you from any age group. It's meant to help you make an informed decision that's right for your life. So let's bring this all together. Which age cat should you adopt? Adopt a kitten if you want the full experience of raising a cat from the beginning, if you have time and energy for active engagement, if you can tolerate chaos and destruction temporarily, if you're home enough to supervise, and if you're prepared for the unpredictability of how their personality will develop. Kittens are for people who want to be fully involved in shaping their cat's life and are willing to put in the work to get there. Adopt an adult cat if you want to know exactly what personality you're getting, if you work full-time or have a busy schedule, if you want a companion who's already past the destructive phase, if you value sleep and peace, and if you want a lower maintenance but still affectionate and engaged companion. Adult cats are for people who want the joys of cat companionship without the chaos of kittenhood. Adopt a senior cat if you want to give an older animal a loving home, if you have a calm lifestyle and quiet home, if you're prepared for potential health issues and costs, if you want a peaceful, devoted companion, and if you can handle the emotional reality of likely saying goodbye sooner. Senior cats are for people with big hearts who understand that the length of time matters less than the quality of that time. And here's the secret that shelters don't want you to know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The cat who's right for you might not be the one you expect. You might go to a shelter planning to adopt a kitten and fall completely in love with a calm 3-year-old who reaches a paw through the cage to touch your hand. You might be determined to give a senior cat a home and discover a 2-year-old adult who matches your energy perfectly. You might think you want a single cat and realize that the bonded pair of kittens who are cuddled together absolutely need to come home with you. Go to the shelter with an open mind. Spend time with cats of different ages. Let them tell you who they are. And be honest with yourself about your lifestyle, your energy level, and what you can realistically handle. Because at the end of the day, the best cat for you isn't determined by age. It's determined by fit. The right cat is the one whose needs you can meet and who meets your needs in return, whether they're 8 weeks old, 8 years old, or 18 years old. If you found this breakdown of kitten versus adult versus senior cats helpful, make sure you're subscribed because our next video is going to compare clingy, affectionate cats to independent, aloof cats. And we're going to reveal which personality type actually needs more from you as an owner. You might be surprised. Drop a comment and tell me, what age was your cat when you adopted them, and would you choose that age again? I love reading your stories. Until next time, cat lovers, whether your cat is bouncing off the walls, lounging peacefully, or napping in a sunbeam, give them some love from me. We'll see you in the next video.